In a recent interview with GQ, the acclaimed director David Fincher shed light on the cancelled sequel to World War Z and how his involvement with the HBO series The Last of Us left him with no regrets about the unrealized project. When asked about his initial concepts for World War Z2 and its relation to The Last of Us, Fincher offered intriguing insights into his creative process. Comparing the two, he remarked, "Well, it was a bit reminiscent of The Last of Us. I'm actually relieved that we didn't pursue our original plans for World War Z2 because The Last of Us offered a much broader canvas to explore similar thematic territory. In our planned title sequence, we intended to incorporate the intriguing little parasite, an idea that The Last of Us also utilized in its title sequence and within that captivating opening scene reminiscent of a Dick Cavett or David Frost-style talk show." World War Z, which graced the screens in 2013, is an adaptation of Max Brooks' novel, and it revolved around investigator Jerry Lane, portrayed by Brad Pitt. Lane embarks on a mission to save his family as a deadly virus, transmitted through a single bite, turns healthy individuals into aggressive, mindless, and feral creatures. As the global pandemic threatens humanity, Jerry takes on the task of unraveling the origins of the infection and seeking a way to contain its spread. In the same GQ interview, David Fincher subtly hinted at the potential for a World War Z remake. While not divulging specific details, the director alluded to ongoing discussions about creating a film that adheres more closely to Brooks' original novel. He coyly mentioned, no, but there is some chatter about that," when asked about the possibility of a more faithful adaptation. It's worth noting that World War Z was originally envisioned as the first chapter in a trilogy. The idea of a second installment had circulated for several years. However, the project encountered formidable challenges during its production. Director Jaya Bayona, who had been attached to the film, exited the project in 2016. Subsequently, David Fincher, who had entered talks to direct, found himself occupied with the Netflix series Mindhunter. Ultimately, in February 2019, the film met its demise due to concerns over potential earnings and the complex issue of zombie-themed movies being barred from the Chinese market, which played a significant role in halting production. On the other hand, The Last of Us is a television series co-created by Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann, adapted from the video game of the same name. Interestingly, both the game and World War Z debuted in the same year. Set 2 decades into a pandemic triggered by a widespread fungal infection that transforms its hosts into zombie-like creatures and leads to the collapse of society, the HBO series focuses on Joel, played by Pedro Pascal. His mission is to escort Ellie, portrayed by Bella Ramsey, who happens to be immune, across a post-apocalyptic United States. The series has garnered critical acclaim and achieved impressive ratings. In January 2023, it was officially greenlit for a second season, solidifying its place in the realm of post-apocalyptic storytelling.
Hold me close till I get up.